Hey everyone, it's me Tiger. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to see you today. I'm gonna be doing a very fun speed build on my cottagecore island of Tanglewood, and I can't wait to share this one with you. It turned out so beautiful. We're gonna give Vivian a very nice riverside home, and I think that she will love it. I still haven't seen her walking around outside her house yet. And this is days later after I've recorded this. She's still MIA. We don't know if she likes it or not, but I'm assuming that she would because I think it turned out beautiful. If you do want to see more of this island, I have linked the playlist down below of all of the builds. And if you just want to see more Animal Crossing videos in general, be sure to like and subscribe while you're here. I did want Vivian's house to be, again, along the river, and I just imagined like this vertical facing river and Vivian's house right beside it with like some cliffs and a beautiful bridge area. And unfortunately, with the default river on my island, there was nowhere to really make that work, so I did have to go ahead and create my own little river, and I just decided to branch off of the default river on my island. And I like to try to replicate the given river as best as I can to make it look as natural as possible, so that's what I'm doing here, and I think that I did pretty well. I think it turned out pretty good. And if you guys haven't been watching this series or keeping up with this island, I'm trying to challenge myself to do at least like one waterscaping aspect in every build that I do, and we've been holding up to that challenge pretty nicely, especially today since we literally built a river. But yeah, I didn't finish the river, just a fair warning. I did just kind of leave it open-ended at the end of it because I don't know where I'm gonna have it lead to later or what I'm gonna do below this area. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know because it kind of just looks like a giant like straight rectangle at the end, and I promise I'm not gonna leave it like that. I will be changing that later and fixing that up, but for today's video I just wanted to get a little part of the river going just for Vivian's house build. And if you do like the music that we're playing today, it is by Demon Gummies. I think we have 4 or maybe 3 Demon Gummy songs playing in today's video, so check them out in the description if you would like to listen to more of their music. They are amazing. Vivian, I just imagine her being like a very classy, elegant wolf. I almost said person, but she is a wolf. If you didn't know, I'll put Vivian on the screen. She was in the thumbnail, but just in case you don't know, this is Vivian. Her house is really pretty. It has like an orange roof color, and I've been using a lot of orange flowers on this island, so I thought it was perfect, and we could use like a bunch of orangey items to tie in her house with the rest of my island. Even though her house is kind of more modern than what I would want on this island, I still just really love her. I did want her on my old island of Sedona, but I never got her to move in, so I was really excited when I saw her. I think that maybe she was a campsite villager on this island. I honestly don't remember how she moved in, but she moved in, and I was really hyped because she was one of my dreamies on my other island. But anyways, I imagine her to be like a very classy person, so I wanted her to have kind of a separate private area away from all the other villagers that was just very beautiful and had a lot of natural scenery, but also just like a lot going on. I ended up doing like a bridge and an incline all in a very small area just so that there was like a lot of interest happening around her house, and it looked very well put together. For the other villager homes on my island, I did decorate Sally's already, but she lives kind of in the city's part of my island, so that doesn't really count. But for all the other villagers, I want them to have more like remote, natural, like naturey homes. But like I said, Vivian, she is a woman of class, so she is getting a little bit extra for her house. And as you can tell, I've just been talking this whole time. I did start building a little cliff right here against the river on the right side, just a small little cliff, big enough to put a few trees on top of, but small enough to not block off the other bridge that's over on the right back there. I don't know if you guys saw that. I want to keep that bridge there permanently because I really like it, so I wanted to make sure that the cliff wasn't blocking the entrance to that bridge over there. And then I went to talk to Tom Nook because I wanted to again put a bridge going across our new river in front of Vivian's house to just, you know, make it look really beautiful. I love beautiful bridge builds. You know me, there's a lot of bridges already on this island. I don't even know like how many I have and how many I have left to use. I should probably start planning that out. And just to give you a little idea of where we are, this is kind of the surrounding space of Vivian's house. This is on the very far left of my island. I usually like to build off of my previous builds. Like I build my entrance and then I build off of that and off of that, and I just keep going until the entire island's done. But for this build, I needed to come across like to the other side of my island since I did want to build like a new river and all that good stuff. So this is kind of in the middle of a random, just barren part of my island. And actually this was my shrub and flowers storage area, which I regretted instantly once I started this build because I had to clear out this entire area and just move all of these flowers, and it took a really long time. But don't worry, I skipped through all that so you guys don't have to watch me dig all those up. And then we went to Autumnook again so that we could actually move Vivian's house over to the river and get a good look at Vivian, y'all, because this is the only time that you'll be seeing her in this entire video, because I don't know, she just hasn't shown up around her house exterior. It's been a few days now since I've done this build and she still just hasn't shown her face. I don't know if she just doesn't like it or what, but yeah, she just hasn't been seen around lately. But yeah, I placed her house right here on the left side, pretty much right across from that other cliff that we just built, and where, you know, when you cross the bridge, her house will be there and it'll be like this really pretty view. And then I got to work on building a cliff right behind her home. I just think that houses in this game look so cute, like snuggled up against a cliff. And plus I wanted there to be like some trees coming out from behind her house. They're not tall enough to do that unless you put them on a cliff. So yeah, that was my reasoning for building a nice little cliff. And I was gonna make this cliff a lot smaller, but then I got carried away and started building a pretty large cliff. And by the way, I know we're already 7 minutes into this video, but if you do want to skip through any of the parts in this video, I have put the timestamps in the description at the very end, and also chapters on this video, so you can easily skip through some of the parts that you may not want to watch, like the terraforming or whatever you want to watch, you can. Whatever you don't want to watch, you don't have to, because I made chapters for you, so it would be easy. While I was building this cliff, I randomly had the idea to build a land bridge to connect it to the back cliffs on my island, because I do want to keep those there. I don't know, I think that's like on every island. Every island has like just this like back upper level area, and I wanted to keep that because, you know, that would be a lot of work to flatten out the entire thing, and I really like that idea. My campsite is back there and I think it would look really cool just to have like some mountain terrain back there. So I wanted to connect this cliff to that area with a land bridge so that you could easily access it, and I'm actually going to put an incline going up to the cliff next to Vivian's home so that you could walk up there, and then that's going to be our little like connector to the other part of my island. Since currently there's no other way to get up there, I thought that we should probably make a way to get up there. So I did end up actually putting a little like indenture, I don't know if that's the word, like I made a little indent into the cliff here so that we could fit the incline and it could go right up onto the cliff. I didn't end up decorating that cliff or the land bridge in today's video. I wanted to save that for a different time because I do want to make a video where we decorate like some transitional spaces on my island, some small spaces, so that you guys can get an idea of how I decorate those. I did go ahead and add some quick trees up here because, like I said, I wanted to have a little backdrop behind her house, but that is all that I ended up placing on top of this cliff. And I think that now I am going to plant some trees down here. Yeah, ignore all the holes in the ground. I didn't want to cover those up because I was just gonna time travel and take care of those that way, but I did want to plant some trees while I was here before I time traveled so that they had time to grow in. And I just made like a nice little row of trees just kind of closing in her house area so that you can follow the pathway and it'll guide you to where I want you to go on my island. I don't know if you guys can relate. I like to do that. I like to close off some areas so that you can't just like, you know, go from this area to that area, because I have a very specific like route in mind that I want you to take if you're visiting my island. So I did close off that lower area from this build, and then I realized I had to round off this cliff edge, and I had to lock myself myself into this area, but it ended up being fine because I had to time travel anyways, so it was okay. I just sat there and then I just time traveled. And now we were back and I instantly went to Tom Nook to get the incline that I've been talking about because I wanted to go ahead and just get that place down. That way we could time travel and have everything at the build and we could decorate it while it was all there. I don't like to decorate while I'm waiting for construction projects because it's hard for me to envision like what it looks like. Oh, and yeah, here's the bridge in Vivian's house. They are here now, and this is where I ended up doing the incline. I did the natural one because I didn't want it to be super overpowering in the build. I didn't want to use like the wooden one. I like to use the natural one because I think it looks really cute and it just flows really well. And then I think, did I time travel? Yes, I time traveled and now we're back. It's a gloomy day, but honestly it's a vibe and everything is here. It looks so pretty and I love the way it's coming together already. I just had this build like come to me randomly in my brain and I was like, yes, a riverside home, that would be so pretty. And Vivian is the lucky one who gets to experience that. But anyways, I got down to placing some pathways, and for the pathways in this area, I didn't want to just have one pathway. I wanted to have a bunch of little pathways kind of connecting to each other because like I said, I wanted Vivian to live in a more like civilized area. I don't know if that makes sense, like a less rural spot, and I thought it looked kind of like construction-y if I had a bunch of pathways. Like it looked like it was in the progress of becoming like a more city styled like housing area, a house plot. I don't know. I'm losing my ability to use words to describe this. And then I just went around and planted some shrubs and some flowers, some weeds, and I did end up actually decorating the entire exterior on this day. Oh, and by the way, just a disclaimer, all the purple shrubs, I don't know, I think those might be the hydrangeas. I don't know. I just, yeah, those aren't supposed to be in season. Yeah, they're the pink hydrangeas, even though I think they're purple. I don't know why they're called pink, but that's besides the point. They're not supposed to be in season, but I do time travel backwards at the end of the video for the final walkthrough so that you guys can see what it will normally look like. I just time traveled too far in advance so they, you know, bloomed, and that's not supposed to happen. There's not just going to be random pops of purple on my island, even though it doesn't look bad. It looks kind of cute, but yeah. And then I actually found this pergola. It's kind of a weird story. I was digging up flowers, as I told you guys before. This area was like a flowers storage zone, and there was like a little fossil hole on the ground, and I digged it up, and actually it was the pergola. So apparently at some point I buried the pergola in this area. I don't know if I did that in a video. I literally don't remember, but if you remember, and if I did do it in a video, please let me know. But yeah, I found a random pergola buried on my island, and it actually ended up working out perfectly because I couldn't think of like a big item that I wanted to use here. I just knew that I wanted to use some sort of big item, and the pergola matches Vivian's house perfectly, and it ended up being like the perfect size. I did end up going around and placing a bunch of custom designs really quick before we put the pergola down, and I used the log fencing kind of loosely to signify like her yard space. I just did 3 of them, not like a huge like fenced in yard or anything, but like I said, just like loosely placing some around just to give it a little bit more structure and kind of show like where her yard starts and where it ends. And yeah, there's me digging up a fossil, a real fossil this time. It wasn't a pergola. And then I'm just placing some stones right here so it kind of leads you down into the beach area. And then we got to placing the pergola back down and working on this area. And I actually decided to use one of these little book design codes that I had downloaded, and I wanted to put it right here on the ground so it looked like it was underneath the pergola, so maybe Vivian would go underneath there and read some books or something. I did place that other book down there as well, but I ended up removing that at the end of this. So yeah, don't get too attached to it. It's not gonna stay there forever. It ended up just being too much, and I wanted to use also like a real book and like with the design code so it kind of looked more realistic, more believable, and then it was just too much with all 3 of them. So I did get rid of the little tiny book on the left there. Oh yeah, I had to get rid of this tree stump because it was really bothering me, and my computer just fell asleep in the middle of this, so I hope that didn't mess anything up. If it did, I'm gonna be so sad. But yeah, I had to get rid of the tree stump because it was just bothering me. It was in the way. It was kind of making it hard to access the incline and stuff, but I did plant a tree down here and chop it down because I wanted a tree stump somewhere in this build because they're just too cute. I did have to move the book because I wanted it to be directly under the pergola, and I wanted to move the pergola upwards a little bit more. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And look at that. It's so cute. Actually, I was driving home from Starbucks earlier, and I live in an apartment complex and we have like a little public pool area, and there's a pergola at the public pool, and it looks exactly like this pergola. It just doesn't have like the leafy like green stuff coming off of it. It just has like wood. And yeah, I don't know, I saw it and I was like, Animal Crossing in real life. Now we're just adding a little pathway on this right side because I did want to go ahead and decorate some of this area. That way we could get like a full pretty view of her house. So over here I didn't really do anything too crazy, just some natural items, some shrubs, flowers. I did add some more fencing over here just to, you know, lead you on to her house and kind of block off areas I didn't want you to go through when you were coming over in this direction. So yeah, there's that, and it's looking so cute. Also, I found out that you could customize the hay bed. I had no idea that there was a green variation of the hay bed, and it matches my island so much better than the yellow one. So I might have to go back and find all the hay beds that I've used so far and customize them to be green because it looks so pretty. And yeah, then I added some butterfly models around. I put that little mushroom stool down here next to the bunny and some other decor. I put some boots down here because I don't know, maybe Vivian likes to garden or something. And I added some party lights to this little incline over here. I thought they would look really nice right up against it and just add some more height and dimension into the build. Plus they're just so cute and I feel like Vivian would love them. And then I just went around and added some like smaller decorations. Behind the pergola, I decided to do a log stool with some pull apart bread on top of it. It kind of doesn't make sense, but maybe she's eating some bread back there. I don't know. I thought it was really cute, so I decided to keep it there. And then I did decorate a little bit on top of this cliff over here because it was looking very bare and very empty. I just did some weeds and some flowers, and I think I did 2 more butterfly models up here. So this is like a little butterfly transition area, I guess. And yes, there was like a peninsula that naturally formed whenever I split off the river, which is right behind this cliff. It looks really cool. I didn't actually decorate it in today's video. Like I said, I want to make like a decorating small spaces video, so I figured we would save that for that video as well. But it looks so cool, and I was like, oh, I love that this happened because it just looks so natural and so pretty. And yeah, I love it. And now we are basically done. We're just adding some last touches, some log stakes, some more shrubs, some little tiny items to go around the area. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Now we're gonna time travel backwards, like I said, so the shrubs won't be in bloom and we can see the finished product. So here it is coming from the right side. We have our little cliff here with a bunch of butterflies around, and look at that, you guys, there's a rock right up against the cliff. This is the little peninsula that I was talking about. I haven't decorated it yet, but it's really cute. Then we can cross over the bridge, and here's Vivian's yard. So cute. All the trees are grown in now, and it looks so pretty and so crowded and cozy. We have her little pergola where she can read, her secret pull apart bread that she's hiding within the trees for whatever reason, and then our incline that leads up into that area, which we'll have to decorate another time. I just adore how this turned out. I think the colors are beautiful. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions for this build, any changes that you would make, you know, the usual. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!